And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
and ChickBrew
in the morning show is for infotainment purposes only.
The opinions expressed here do not represent
Naval Station Rhoda, the Armed Forces Network,
or the Department of Defense.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Who's formal now?
Professional work.
Oh, look at you.
He threw the shirt on. He's official.
Dapper Dan.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Sleepy.
Yes, so am I.
Really hungry. I don't know what happened.
You know why? I didn't rob any trick-or-treaters last night. You know, in the old days when I was much younger, you let the little kids put in the work and then you stole their bag at the end of the night.
Yeah, you just said, oh, this is open.
I haven't jacked a kid in years. I need to get back in the kid jacking business.
Are you fast enough to cut them?
So,
these just don't work like they used to.
How many times did your bell get rung last night?
Nah, zero.
No?
Zero.
Did you do anything to prevent the little children, the lovely little children, from ringing your doorbell?
Yes, I make sure I live in a place that does not encourage that kind of behavior.
Oh, well, I live in a place that doesn't encourage it, but it happens. And they were out in droves. So here's what I did. I took a little red duct tape and I put it over my buzzer system, right? And then I drew a fake button off. It worked like a charm. Good morning. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the live feed. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. We're also on the radio for those of you listening in your car. Not very many people today. Spanish holiday.
Yep, which means the Fuente Brevilla gate is closed.
As a note, the Fuente Brevilla gate will be closed today, so don't make that mistake again.
All the time. I do that all the time. And not on Fridays when I'm coming in to do this, but I bet later today I will be coming back to base. And I'll be like, oh, I'll cut through there and go. And then never. I do it all the time. If that gate is closed, I'm trying to go through it.
We lost our one viewer because you were talking and they can't hear you. They can hear you on the radio. They can't hear you on the Facebook. They're just looking at me, looking at a microphone like, Arr. So live feed tonight. We're doing a live feed. And I'll talk more about that, so you'll have to tune into the show. But for the live feed audience, tonight we're doing a live feed. It'll be 8 o'clock our time, which is...
all the clocks, everyone else.
5 o'clock, minus 5 hours from 8 o'clock. It's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern Standard. I don't know what time it's going to be in Korea. I don't know what time it's going to be in Japan. Do the math. It'll be 8 o'clock Central European time. It'll be a live feed of mukbang. That's right. Me and ChickBrew are going to sit in front of an audience.
We're going to sit in front of you.
We're going to sit in front of you, eat pizza, and drink beer, because Sober October is over. Find out more by listening in. So there goes the live feed. I can't use up all my data on that. And now it's just back to the normal people that we normally converse with. And, of course, our internet audience.
Our internet audience?
Yes.
Who is out there today?
We broadcast on 5 continents. Maybe 6 if they've got Wi-Fi in Antarctica, or 7. No, we broadcast on 6. Maybe 7 if they've got the Wi-Fi down there in Antarctica at the listening station. Who knows? But I do know Okinawa has already checked in. Look, folks, if you don't want Mike Stanley to be the listener of the day for 4 weeks in a row, you really need to participate in the show. So the way you participate in the show is you do it through the fan page, and you can find the fan page by searching the hashtag LUNSB. That's LUNSB, for those of you who don't know what it means. Go on the fan page. You can communicate with us there. You can communicate with us directly. You can call us in the studio, 727-1025, or from your cellular phone, 956-82-1025. We got a whole bunch to talk about, and we're pushing towards getting 1,000 subscribers so we can do this on YouTube. That's not going to happen.
Oh, it's good to have it. Set goals.
You got to set goals. Speaking of goals, we'll be talking about how Sober October went for both of us. Huh? Oh, you're giving me a sad face. We'll be talking about that.
I got no miles.
After we get back. What do you do? What do you do when you're, what do they call it, assistant?
Who's really the slave to the,
I know.
Is the technology the boss, or am I the boss? I don't know who I am anymore.
I love British people. Now I know British people, and I got to be honest with you, they're quite a pain. They're not as pleasant as they look on Downton Abbey. I'm just saying.
Is British.
Who?
I will say nothing. I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. I'm not. Also, that makes the manager.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. So again, I love British people, but if you've been around British people for a period of time, you realize they're not nice. They're not all nice, and they're not nice all the time. They're not what we have perceived on television over the years. And one of my favorite examples of this is always the House of Commons. The House of Commons, to me, is what American politics should be. It should be everybody sitting in a room, forced to sit in a room and just screaming at each other. And just there's this clip going
Tuesday
around.
Tuesday night at your house for dinner is not necessarily the way the government should be run.
There is this video that's wonderful where this guy is standing up there and he's like, oh, I went to Belgium and I talked to the EU. And do you know what they asked me? And then someone just shouts out from the banisters like, who are you? And they've just, for 5 minutes, they're just killing themselves in laughter because no one knows who he is. What is the most interesting clip you've seen on the week? I mean, there's been some good ones out there, you know. We're curious as to what are you looking at in your Facebook feeds? What has made you laugh this week? It's Halloween, so there's a lot of the spooky stuff going on, and I don't know, just a topic of discussion.
What's your favorite scary movie or scary movie franchise?
I can't tell you how terrified the very first Halloween was to me. And it wasn't Michael Myers that scared me. And it wasn't a young Jamie Lee Curtis that scared me. It was the nutcakes. I am trying to choose a word. It's the crazy people when they escape the asylum and they're just walking through the darkened streets scared me more than anything because my father had introduced me to a nut house like just before I saw that movie.
This is where you'll be one day, son.
he was a plumber by trade, and they had a nut house they had to go work on. They had to do some plumbing stuff, you know, because crazy people put stuff in the toilet, whatever. And he took me there. Wow, that was.
You weren't ready.
I was 7 years old.
Ready.
I was not prepared for that at all. And this is 1970s crazy people. Like now, we put normal people in the nut house and we say, you're crazy. Go stay in the padded room. But back then, man, you had to be crazy to get locked up. Like crazy, crazy, crazy. And when you're a tiny little kid walking around adults who are just screaming. Just blood-curdling screams for no reason.
Did it correct your behavior?
I tell you, even though I've had the opportunity to be committed, I've always known when to pull back. Just enough to make sure that I don't have to go. I don't know. I think going to, what is the proper name? A sanitarium. Right? That's the proper name.
I don't think we call it any of that anymore. I'm pretty sure it's
just nut house,
mental health facility or something. I don't know.
Sanitarium's offensive?
I'm not offended, but I also don't know.
Who we offend? Yeah. So when we got permission
at the time, that's probably what it was called because you're ancient. But it is what it is.
There's a lot of things I used to say that I can't say anymore because I'm older. Let's keep it real, okay? You ain't no spring chicken yourself. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. So a worldwide comedy tour tonight here at the Plaza. That's 4 comedians, Johnny Cardinale, Natasha Pearl Hansen, Mark Saratella, and Chris Weeblewobble, but he doesn't fall down. They're going to be here. That starts at 9. Again, your warm-up. And when I say warm-up, we're not there doing comedy. We're just there.
We're just fun. You can just laugh at us all you want.
We're just warming up the microphone. We're just going to be sitting there, hanging out with you, maybe talking. Who knows? But that microphone's going to be hot. We're going to be talking while we're on it. So when I'm sitting down with upper-level MWR management, they're like, so you're going to be a little, the stuff you can't say on the radio. I was like, no, I'm not.
I'm just gonna eat.
Yeah, I said, it's not like I'm gonna say any bad words or do any bad things because I still live here.
Yeah.
A comic can roll through here and they can offend somebody and then get on a plane and fly away. But I live here and I don't want to take another suspension because of something I said while drinking and eating pizza at the Plaza. But who knows? Who knows what can happen? It's us. So that's 8 o'clock tonight. So I say 8 o'clock, but here's the deal. Everybody should be showing up around 8-ish. We're going to show up around 8-ish. We're going to set it up. We're going to get the pizza rolling, the beer rolling. I'm going to make some beer coupons. We'll do some trivia. I got that almanac. Girl, let me tell you, man, I am fascinated So I have never looked at an almanac before, and I've been writing this book, which, by the way, you didn't even comment about my year entry. I'll tell you about that. So I am writing this book, the abbreviated almanac of everything that's absolutely true, 2004 edition. It's a fun time. I come up with crazy stories. I do absolutely no research. But then I did, because I realized I had never looked at an almanac before.
What is the formatting?
And I ordered an almanac, and oh my God, there is so much information in there. Everything is in microprint, and it's all copy and pasted from like different websites of data. It's just all there. But I come across this thing, it's like chronological listing of historical U.S. events. I'm like, interesting. And I look, and immediately I start picking out fun facts, like when Alaska became a state, and when Hawaii became a state, and what was the 48th state, and when America was discovered. And I come across all this silly stuff, but I notice gaps in the timeline. So for the abbreviated almanac of everything that's absolutely true, 2004 edition, I'm going to fill in those gaps with facts that I make up. So in 1492...
That's what the... Okay. I got it.
In 1492, Columbus sails the Ocean Blue. He ends up landing in the Bahamas. Well, 1493 through 1821 is when Ponce de Leon finally realizes Florida's right across the corner. There's a gap in all those years, so I started writing in information to fill in those gaps, and that was what I sent you yesterday.
Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense, because I was like, I don't even know what this means right now, which is why I didn't comment on it.
Then you asked the question, and I answered. It is... People don't realize how awkward it is for us, because we do not talk outside of the studio.
Well, I hold
We
true to
barely
that.
text or
T-Bone
message.
sends me things, I look at them, and I ignore them. It's kind of... You're kind of like my dad. And I'm like the teenage version of me. It's pretty hilarious.
Well, you know.
I have information for you. Cool. Received, understood.
I got you, fam.
Totes my goats.
We got plenty of more to talk about. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Road to Santa Run and how I need your help in making this the biggest community relations event of the year happen. I need your help. So we'll be back with more. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning.
I have no idea what that song is. My songs know what you did in the dark.
So it's a 2-hour show today. We started at 6. We're going to end at 8 because of some things going on. And that gives me, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the Road to Santa Run, and we're going to talk about it twice.
Yes, we should talk about it.
Because
it's like the only good thing that you do. So you should talk about it as much as possible.
I am a big fan of karma, so I believe in putting out the good karma, putting it out there to make up for all the bad karma that I give and receive throughout the year. So basically,
I am a terrible person all year, and then I make up for all of the things I will do next year.
Or I could just be a terrible person all year and not do anything.
You're also not a terrible person.
And the kids can suffer. Do you want the children to suffer?
No.
So if you don't know what the Road to Santa Run is, let me tell you, this is our 7th year. It's the largest community relations event that we do. What we do is we get a whole bunch of Santas. We get a whole bunch of people dressed up as Santa. We run through the streets of Roto. We pass out candy, and we end up at a charity that we support known as Saber Que Si Pueda. At Saber Que Si Pueda, I can best describe as a Spanish version of Goodwill. They are a food bank. They're a clothes bank. They do a lot of help for underprivileged people in the Roto community. So we've been supporting them, and what we do every year is we do a toy drive. So all of the children that are attached to these underprivileged families, they don't really have a lot. So we've done toy drives to give them a toy on Christmas, because I firmly believe every child should have a toy on Christmas. Thanks to the success of our past experiences, we have given 2 toys per child every year since 2012. It's fantastic. I can't thank everybody for their help enough. This year, it's slowing down a little bit. You know, I was apprehensive about doing it in the first place because it's very draining to do. But we have 1 pledge already for every child. Every child is going to get 1 toy. What we're working on now is trying to do what we've done in the past and give every child 2 toys. And out of that list of 52 children, I only have, wow, that thing cut me pretty bad. I'm bleeding out. I'm going down. Get the duct tape.
I'm just sitting here. I'm not built for survival.
Out of the 52 kids on the list, now we have 50 names that still need to be filled. So I'm not asking any one person out there to be the benefactor to donate all of these toys. What I'm asking is everybody, if you could just donate one. If you could just pick a child on the list and donate a toy for them for Christmas.
It doesn't have to be a Power Wheel.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive. As a matter of fact, we don't want it to be expensive. Remember, the children that are receiving these toys live with other children that
have to share.
Yeah, and we don't want them to become unintended targets because of your generosity. If you got a lot of money to give away, we'll take your money and we'll find a way to spend it in a good way. Or in a bad way, it all depends on the situation. So it's the Road to Santa Run. You can find out more information on that, number one, by asking your friends who are already participating or have participated in the past, or going on Facebook and searching the Road to Santa Run. We got about 300 members on there. So 300 members on there. I got about 900 friends on Facebook. There's no way I could get 1,000 subscribers for YouTube. There's no way. I got like 17 YouTube subscribers.
What about Road to Rideshare?
Oh, what about it?
Can those people?
Can they?
How many people are there? Because I've literally given one ride.
Yeah. I almost gave 2 rides today, but that's a different topic for a different mic break. Right now, we're finishing strong on the Road to Santa Run. Then we're going to go to music. Then we're going to the news. So the Road to Santa Run, look it up on Facebook. Please give us a hand. Pick a child, donate, pledge for a child, and most importantly, come along for the run. It's a real easy run, and it's a real good time, and it's going to bring a lot of smiles to a lot of faces. Communication is something we specialize in.
I said the cat.
I don't think this is happening the way it's supposed to happen. So to me, that is priceless. Good morning, DJ AT and Big Dill Pickle. We appreciate you listening this morning. Thanks for noticing that the news was a little late. You guys are so technically proficient in everything that you do.
Where are you?
I believe they're at the gym. Maybe they don't know about the Blues photo. So
the best kind of prize.
The Fan of the Day competition is continuing on the Stanley versus the Peters family.
It looks like it's neck and neck, folks.
Yes.
It's gonna just come like
our Okinawa listener has decided
whoever has the most embarrassing photo of T-Bone and post it to the cavalcade is the Fan of the Day.
Sure, why not? We'll make up the rules as we go.
Well, there's just too many.
Did you like the advertising I did with the wonderful water-marked photo of me and you? Huh? You like that?
I saw that. I liked it. I even liked it on the page.
What?
And I think I made a heart.
Oh, a heart. That's when you know you're killing it. Yeah,
took this half of 1 second or microsecond to hold and drag. That's how you know it's important.
So at the live event tonight, I'm thinking about making up like beer coupons. I'm going to make up these beer coupons. I'm going to work it out with the MWR staff. If you win one of these coupons, you go up to the bar, you get a beer. Huh? Right?
Can I win one?
For our trivia. You don't have to worry. I got you covered. This is for our trivia contest. That I'll pull trivia, random trivia, from my brand new almanac that has all the information I could possibly need inside it. Or we can ask stupid questions. Well, whatever it is we're going to do, we're going to engage the crowd. We're going to make that time between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. We're going to do something with that time other than just sit around and wait for the comedians to show up. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna have a good time because Sober October Rota is over.
I will probably only need one adult beverage, one beer.
You'll have a driver, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if I'm gonna have a driver. I may use the Rota rideshare program.
Yeah.
I may do that. I may do that. I may try to get to and fro the club using Rota rideshare tonight, just to see if it'll work. So the people in the Road to Rideshare, be mindful. There's going to be a request tonight. I'm going to try my best to get to the club and from the club with your assistance.
Assistance.
Yes, assistance. I don't know.
No,
I don't
just
speak Spanish.
Speaking
hey,
gibberish.
Speaking of which, I need you to do the Yo Soy Chickbone. I need that. While we got the real good clear audio, let me do that real quick. Buenos dias a todos. Yo soy T-Bone.
Yo soy ChickBrew.
Can you do it a little more emphasis?
Yo soy ChickBrew. No, I have no idea where the emphasis goes on any of those words, which is why...
Foo Fighters.
Emphasis. No, my Spanish is terrible.
So yeah, we got that, and we got the Worldwide Comedy Tour tonight. I had a great time talking to the staff at MWR about, acoustics and things that can make the shows better. So we may not be seeing it this time around, but it is possible future comedy shows will be more acoustically aware of just background noise that overflows.
Saving the space for what it's intended.
Yeah, making it a little bit more intimate and making it a place where you want to go. In the past, you go see a comedy show and you got the people making the pizza and you got the people playing pool and people order drinks and it's just so much noise pollution that it's... And I didn't realize it until I was on stage last time that, there's a lot of noise pollution here. So I got to point that out and hopefully they'll do something to fix that. We got your favorite songs coming up, but remember, we can't take suggestions. But we are highly suggestionable. If you hit us up on the fan page, the T-Bone and ChickBrew Cavalcade, you can find that by searching Facebook hashtag LUNSB, LUNSB. Search for hashtag LUNSB, put your request on there, and we'll see what we can do. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we all know who that goes out to. One of our... previous fans of the day, they're Big Dave Inman, wherever he may be. He listens anytime he can, so he's still one of our favorite fans, and we put that out there.
Yeah, I love Dave, and I miss him.
If you're gonna, suggest music that we play, remember 8.5-minute songs are detrimental to good order and discipline. They distract us from getting out the messages of all this community information that we have to put out.
Mostly because we forget what we were talking about.
Yeah, well, that and we go get coffee. I mean, when you have 8.5 minutes, you can get a lot done. That's usually it. So,
go on.
We added an extra 30 minutes on the front end and an extra 30 minutes on the back end because of a command event that's taking place here at AFN Rota that apparently no one knows about. So we're going to push through. We're doing a 2-hour show today, unusual for us. So we're going to go ahead and do your weekend safety brief now.
Go ahead and get that out.
You know why? Because and maybe we'll re-emphasis it towards the end of the show.
Maybe I won't speak Spanish again.
We'll do some piecemeal. We'll add a little bit here, a little bit there. We'll sprinkle it with safety.
Smattering of safety.
Yeah, your weekend safety brief is what we put out every weekend. Remember, if you send us a roster, we will gladly sign it and say you attended. The weekend safety brief is what you should be hearing and what you, as leaders, you should be telling to help people make it safely through the Spanish holiday weekend. Because people are out earlier than you would expect on a Spanish holiday weekend.
True.
And this is just general good reminder stuff, And we'll start with what we call the ACC. Well, what is the ACC? It's Accident, Crime, and Court-Martial Prevention. When it comes to accident prevention, remember, accidents do happen. So the best thing that you could do is prepare for those accidents. I have it on good authority that the potential for security to start writing tickets for distracted drivers may increase. That's correct.
I like that.
And long overdue, because there are so many of you out there right now who find it impossible to not pick up your phone every time it makes a noise. Please remember, distracted driving is driving is, without a doubt, the most dangerous thing you will do every day throughout your life. More people die in car accidents every day than shootings or bombings or you name it. That's just the math of the problem. So when you're driving, drive defensively. Pay attention to what you're doing. And when you're driving defensively, you're driving because the other... I almost said idiot. That's fair to say. The other person is they're too busy looking to see what made a sound on their phone, what got a like, what got a little heart. They're more important. They're more concerned about that than they are about what's on the road. Pay attention to the road. It's the most important thing that you do. It's the most dangerous thing you do. Do not pick up the phone. Do not pick up the phone.
It's gotten more prevalent.
It is.
It's in an uptick.
I really enjoyed Spain a couple of years ago when everyone pulled over to the side of the road and they investigated the noise.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish we would do that in America. And then as our population increased here, I see it more and more and more where...
We're being bad influences.
We are a bad influence. Yeah.
Don't do it, Spain. No.
So be mindful that you could cause the accident, but also be careful because some other person could cause your accident, and the only thing that's going to help you there is your seatbelt. You know, airbags, good brakes, a good working car. Remember, just because you paid a rotor beater price doesn't mean it needs to be a rotor beater when it comes to safety. Make sure your seatbelts work. Make sure your airbags work as best you can. I mean, get it checked. Make sure and be safe and pay attention. The most important thing you can do is avoid being in the accident in the first doggone place.
I don't really understand because the song said it was over.
And it was still
playing. Yeah, I don't.
We're not going to play that one again. That may have been suggested along the way by some people on the fan page. May have been suggested, and we want you to be happy, but we don't think that a whole lot of people got behind that song. I'm getting ready to start adding some friends on the Facebook. So earlier discussion today, we found out that you cannot do a YouTube live video unless you have at least 1,000 subscribers. And I don't. I only have like 17 subscribers. We put all of our shows on there. Anybody can listen anytime, but in order to take the extra effort to push the subscribe button,
it's too hard.
Nobody does it.
I did.
So, yeah, okay, thank you. Your mom, my mom, the basics.
Not the basics,
so
the most importance.
I don't have 1,000 people on YouTube, so tonight's show will do Facebook Live. But then I looked at Facebook, I only have 905 friends on Facebook. And that number fluctuates. I gain, I lose, I say something, somebody gets upset, and
Is that how you thin the population? I was just looking, and I looked and I was like, that's a lot of people. And so I started scrolling through and I was like, as soon as I see someone I don't know, I'm going, and then I was like, I know all these people.
And you have over 1,300 friends. So
it's not really a lot though.
It's quite a few. I'm going as a special event. Today is a special event because we're doing a live show tonight starting at 8 o'clock at La Plaza. Because of that, I'm accepting every friend request I've got in the queue. And I normally do not accept them. I let them sit there and stew and wait and let the bots kind of figure themselves out. And it works great for me. But this is the time. This is the time I'm going to accept all those friend requests, and I'll be doing that towards the end of the show. So if you ever wanted to be my friend, now is a good time to get on the T-Bone train. Whoop, whoop. I don't know what sounds a train makes.
Well,
it's a.
You can't undo that. And it's recorded. That might be my new ringtone.
Yeah.
Tony, his own hype man.
Hey, we do what we do. So
it's a classic. It's the one.
We've already touched on your weekend safety brief. We've already talked about accident prevention. We've already talked about crime prevention. And the only thing to really finish up the weekend safety brief, because we're going to go and we're going to come back and we're going to be talking more about the Road to Santa run, is court-martial prevention. How do we avoid going to court-martial?
Don't join the military.
Yes. It's
That's
like, how do we avoid death? Well, don't be born. Yeah, because
it was out of my control.
Yes, life is a terminal disease. True story. I found that in the almanac. So when it comes to court-martial prevention, you could obviously never join the military, but in certain special situations, the court-martial, the UCMJ applies to everyone. Yeah, you didn't know that. So reservists, retirees, active duty, midshipmen, that all makes sense.
Right.
But in the event of martial law, guess what rules apply? Yeah, you're learning something today, okay?
Where you have to walk the plank, civilians. That's a possibility that one day.
We don't walk the plank anymore, but we should bring back keel hauling. That was a good way to get the message across. Yes.
Walk the plank. Now I want to watch Goonies. Probably that's my favorite movie.
I never watched it.
Well, you've really cheated yourself.
I don't think I have. So court-martial prevention, the number one tip I can give you when it comes to court-martial prevention is keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, no touching.
Yeah. Just no touching, no hitting, no fondling, no groping, nothing. Just keep your hands to yourself. Play that game.
Are you choking? Are you pregnant? I can help. I'm gonna touch you.
The number one rule, the number two rule for avoiding court-martial, we'll give to you when we come back. We should just use that as a bed, man. Yeah.
I think it would be too distracting for you.
It would, because I like to bounce to that.
It's your favorite song.
It's what I do. So we were talking about court-martial prevention, and the number one rule there is keep your hands to yourself.
Put your hands up. No touching. No touching.
Don't do anything without someone's express written permission. And the other thing is mind your P's and your Q's. Mind your pints and your quarts.
So
you're an old school there. Old school Navy. When you're drinking,
I was gonna make a really bad Navy joke.
Huh?
PQS, pints and quarts, sailor.
You're right. That was really bad.
Yeah.
So when it comes to avoiding that court-martial, a lot of stupid mistakes are made because of alcohol. And nobody is immune. If you look at your latest issue of the Navy Times, I'm sure you'll find somebody of some high-ranking person that you wouldn't expect has done something stupid because of putting their hands on somebody they shouldn't have put their hands on, or drinking something or because they were drinking, they put their hands on somebody they weren't supposed to put their hands on.
Inappropriate.
What I find funny about some of these stories that you see on the Navy Times is the audacity. Audacity is the perfect word. The audacity of some people who think, because of my position, no one will know.
Yeah.
And you are sadly mistaken.
It's kind of the other way around.
Yeah, it's because of your position, everyone knows.
Also, I every single time there's an article that comes out and someone has done something that they shouldn't have done, I do not appreciate you telling me that this person has received 4 NAMs. Like, I don't care. One, why are you telling me about the one time they did something right after? No, like, are they in trouble?
So 1 million attaboys versus 1 is what you're.
No, I don't.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. They have done something wrong, and they got caught, and now you're telling me about their NAMs. Also, again,
no one cares.
No one cares. Like,
I'm going to pay more attention now to see where they try to highlight someone that did something bad.
Wait till you read about someone and you know they've just done something now completely irresponsible and just terrible, and then you'll get to the bottom and you'll be like, so and so attended blah blah college and was the recipient of even when it is not someone super important, they'll be like, I'm like, they received what is the stupid one that everyone gets in boot camp?
I don't know.
The National Defense.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get that in boot camp.
Right.
We actually had to go to war to get ours.
Right, so that one, and you're reading it and you're like, why did you
Are we still giving that out?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just part of when they buy everything in bulk.
I think they should just call it, start calling, instead of the National Defense Service Medal, just call it the boot camp ribbon.
Boot camp, that's what it is, right?
That's what it should be called, because there's no reason some kid coming in now should be receiving the National Defense Service Medal. None. Period.
Look, soon everyone's going to get a NAM for graduating boot camp, okay? I said it.
Okay. Well, that is detrimental. So those are the 3 things for your weekend safety brief. We talk about accident prevention, crime prevention, and court-martial prevention. And the 2 keys to court-martial prevention is never lose your consciousness because of libations. Don't drink yourself stupid and do stupid things. And pretty much keep your hands to yourself. That is our weekend safety brief in a nutshell. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Road to Santa run. For those of you who missed it in the last hour, just to kind of remind you that it's the toy drive. It's 3 phases. It's coming up. We'll be talking about it when we come back. Not America's sweetheart.
But she is what's his face's daughter, the guy from Deuce Bigelow.
Really?
Yeah.
Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of things.
But you know a lot of things because you have an almanac now.
I do. Wow. So that almanac is just packed full of information. And I'm going to have some fun with it. It was nice seeing the format stuff. My boss, he is from a family that uses the almanac to actually do almanac stuff. So there's the almanac, and then there's this thing called a farmer's almanac. So a farmer's almanac is actually detailed when it comes to like coitus for animals and the feeding cycles and growing cycles and all of this stuff. So I've already ordered a couple of those because that has me interested. I need to know, when's a good time for the pigs to root. I don't know. I'm looking at a different format. So I'm just looking at stuff. We were going to talk about the Road to Santa Run, but we got another mic break before we call it a day. So we're not going to talk about it. We're going to tease you that when we come back, we're going to talk about the Road to Santa Run. But right now, we're going to talk about Road to Rideshare. Now, if you go on the fan page for the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the Morning Show, if you go on the fan page there by searching the hashtag LUNSB, L-U-N-S-B, you'll see that we have already linked the Road to Santa Run and Road to Rideshare pages off of the fan page, so they're easy to find. But if you can't go that way, just remember, search Road to Rideshare. And what that is a means for people who can give rides to help out people who need rides. And tonight, I'm going to test it. I'm actually going to test it. I am going to try to successfully get from my house to the club for the live show that we're doing at 8 o'clock at La Plaza, and then from the club after the comedy show and back to my house, only using the Road to Rideshare program. And I'll let you know how that goes. But all you got to do for Road to Rideshare, all you have to do is get on there and say, at this place, at this time, anybody going that way, can I get a ride? I'm going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Is anybody else going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Well, there were. Strangely enough, this morning, there was a guy on a bicycle walking it, going towards work, and there were two pedestrians all wearing reflective gear. Super proud. You know what? I could give away some reflective gear tonight. Beer and reflective gear giveaway.
No.
Because I still have all of my Chinese reflective belts, and we want everyone to be safe.
You should have a belt.
Yes.
Or
you
don't go outside.
Reflective gear and beer giveaways.
Okay.
Yes. I have to work on the coupons. The coupons should have your face on them because you are the ChickBrew.
You could use that base.
And then I got a pre-stage. I'm already coming out a lot of money on this. MWR should appreciate that I am spending my money. Next time, we're going to get a sponsor. We're going to sponsor. We'll make it into a variety show.
I think you won the miles on...
I did win the miles.
On Sober October.
Yes.
So... You don't have to buy anyone else dinner, and you're buying it for me.
And everybody else quit, so there was that. It's Sober October. It's November.
I peaked the last week.
Because it's November, how many days are we away from Thanksgiving?
Ooh, all of the days.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you going somewhere? I'm going somewhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Do you want to dog sit? No.
I'm making a turkey. I'm making multiple turkeys. I'm going to eat turkey throughout the month. I'm going to eat so much turkey in November that I'm sick of turkey by the time Thanksgiving gets around, and then I'll make a Thanksgiving lasagna. Normally reserved for Christmas, but I'm feeling special this year.
I love lasagna.
Yeah, Christmas lasagna is the thing, but turkey is definitely a Thanksgiving thing. And then the wife, she takes the leftovers and she smashes them all together into this thing that she fries and calls a croquette, and it's amazing on a sandwich bread. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. We're getting ready to wrap it up. If you got anything to say, hit us up on the fan page or call us 727-1025 or 956-82-1025. I think what people don't realize is we pack a 4-hour show into a 2-hour time frame.
Right.
So, yeah, when we're doing a mic break every song, we're averaging 8 to 10 mic breaks an hour, and that's the normal for a 4-hour show, so we're killing it. I don't care what people out there are saying about how 2 hours isn't enough. 2 hours is enough if you do it right, okay? Go listen to your iPod. Whatever.
Do people still use this?
I don't know. I don't know how to yell back at this person who's saying stuff in a nice way. Anyway, just kidding around. So the Road to Santa Run, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to pretty much wrap this up because we've been killing it this morning. Yeah. The Road to Santa Run is the run itself occurs on December 7th. Easy day to remember. It's a day that will live in infamy. On December 7th, and it's a very short run, less than 5 kilometers, and it's not a run for racists. It's not a run for people who are athletes. It's a run for everyone. It's a trail run where you have to find the trail. It's kind of a puzzle, and you work together. It's all a bunch of Santas, and we do it down some of the more populated streets of Rhoda, so it's real fun because these people have no idea. Most people have no idea when the first Santa turns the corner that there's going to be 99 more Santas.
The runnings of the Santas.
Yes, behind them. So it's a fun time, but to get to the Santa Run is going to occur regardless, but... the donation for that is $10 for every adult. children and animals run for free. All of the money that is collected on that run, 100% of that money goes straight to the charity on the same day. There's no lag time. There's no shipping and handling fees. It's from you to us to them same day in your presence. So it's a real good time. Now, it comes in 3 phases. Phase number 1 is the toy drive and the pledge drive for toys. We believe every child deserves a toy on Christmas. We have 52 children that work with this charity for underprivileged families. So we have 52 kids on the list. And out of that list, we've already been able to get a pledge for every child for 1 toy.
That's awesome.
What we're trying to do is do what we have successfully done for the past 7 years is 2 toys per child. So that list is out there. If you don't know where to find it, you can find it on the Road to Santa Run. You can talk to your friends who've participated in the Road to Santa Run before. So that's phase 1 is the toy drive. And again, we just need your pledge. We don't need the toy right now. Phase 2 is the wrap party. So every year at our favorite eating establishment, we crash the scene and we bring in all the gift wrappers and all the gifts and we bring them to one location and we consolidate them and we wrap them and we mark them. And that's the wrap party, and that's going to take place on the 2nd week of November. I think it's the 17th of November. I don't have that off the top of my head. And then of course, on December 7th is the Santa Run itself. Now, remember, the Santa Run occurs early enough in the morning so that you and your family can come and participate and enjoy the Road to Santa Run and have a good time with the rest of us, and then still go do the Winter Wonderland and all the other stuff that we always do every year on the first Saturday of December. So that's the Road to Santa Run. Look it up on Facebook just by searching The Road to Santa Run. It's a good time had by all, and it is not a success without your participation. And make it a group thing. If you're part of an organization or something like that that's looking for a great cause to do, come join us. It is very little effort on your part. So that's the Road to Santa Run. When we come, no, we're just going to do it right now. We're going to say goodbye right now.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. That's what we're doing. And she's not in her blues, so I told you that was going to fail. I remind you today as I remind you every day. Remember, be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person yesterday, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.